What's up, guys? Barrett Freeman here with another episode of the PropertyTales podcast. I'm here today again with Tera Padgett. Also joining us are Amber Baumgardner and Kacey Baumgardner. They own two companies here in Corbin. Actually, I don't know if they're in Corbin or not. They'll correct me if I'm wrong. Haunted Housekeepers and Securitech Group. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your businesses?
All right. Securitech Group is a tech company and cybersecurity company.
Where your business is located?
In Corbin.
Okay.
Both of them are.
What's your main focus right now? Both? Or are you focused on one versus the other?
We're focused pretty hard on haunted housekeepers right now.
Was it your idea to start the housekeeping business?
It was actually his. I used to work at hotels, and at a hotel you don't get paid anything. And I was cleaning up some of the worst for the littlest amount of money. Sure. And I quit, and I really missed it. And he finally was like, why don't you start your own cleaning company?
Will you tell me what you mean by the worst things imaginable in hotels?
Oh, man. Ooh.
Age appropriate?
It doesn't matter.
No, there was one fella who we had, it was, I don't know what he had done to make our housekeeper, or our lead desk agent go into his room. But she went in there and she came running back out because there were dildos, not just laying in there, but like stuck to the wall in different places and stuck to the ground in different places. And
As people do.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did the guy call the front desk, be like, hey, I need you guys here?
No. We still don't know why she went in. She got fired for going in, but yeah, she called every single one of us in there, and I thought it was a dead body. I'm not gonna lie. So I ran. I was like, dead body.
I'd be the opposite. I'd be like, I'm going to take my time. Maybe by the time I get there, I don't have to see anything.
I went, and I really wish that I hadn't. It was bad.
So they put you in like a full body suit to go in there and like remove things, or was he the one that bagged them up?
He removed them, but like there were plenty of times that I had to remove stuff that they were like, well, they gave me. It was a horrible hotel. I'll just say that. And when we're not recording, I'll tell you where not to stay if you come here to stay.
I think Tera has some bad experiences in Corbin as well.
Yeah, I probably have an idea of where it might be.
Yeah, it was rough. We had a lady cry and quit one day because there was a room full of dog vomit and feces, and they were like, you have to clean it. And she was like, well, I get hazard pay, right? And they're like, no, you get the same $7.25 an hour.
This is the job.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
$7.25
an hour.
The gloves they gave them were those
food
kitchen,
service gloves. What
like
they use.
lady gloves.
Yeah, they use in the food kitchen.
Do you carry those practices over to your own company?
No.
What do
She's
you
got
clean?
nitrile gloves.
Yeah.
I know you got the nitrile.
Yeah,
the blue
I've got
ones.
good
Also
ones.
pink to match your aesthetic.
Yes. Yeah, my whole aesthetic is pink and black and a little bit of whatever this color is. And I bought my gloves to match it, my broom, everything matches.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, I've so far I've had amazing clients, and I would never say anything negative about them anyway, but
Well, you'd be talking about me.
this is true. But I've not had any really awful ones where I've been like, man, I need the hazmat suit. But I'm going to order one just in case I ever get one.
Give us some time.
Yes, I think one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, tenants just leave stuff. It's just shocking. It's shocking what people live in, and it's shocking what they're okay with leaving behind, and then that representing them.
Yeah.
It's just shocking.
Yeah.
The saddest are when the tenants move out and they literally leave all their possessions because they couldn't afford to. Once they got evicted, they literally couldn't afford to move, so they just left everything. Like we've had yearbooks, like class photos, baby pictures, and you're just looking at these like, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
Do I store it? I'm not going to store it.
All right.
We used to be like, all right, even though you're evicted, come back this Saturday, get whatever you can carry out in like an hour. And they wouldn't even do it. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's like depressing.
This whole podcast might be just a bummer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is depressing. Anytime you think of somebody getting evicted, you don't know the circumstance. And even with housekeeping, I've watched a lot of those judgment-free cleans where they go in and help people that were maybe had postpartum, have lost a loved one, slipped into that deep depression where everything just overwhelms.
Yeah. And I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
That's what we're specializing in. I keep telling people, like, I'm not going to judge no matter what it looks like. I'm not going to judge it. And I'm not going to, because there have been times, like, I went into a deep depression after my last son was born. And I didn't feel like cleaning or anything. And my house got so bad that when I finally got the energy to clean, I was like, I need help. But there's no one I can call, because anybody that I call is going to be like, oh, snap, put me on Facebook with before and afters. Because that's the one thing I don't do, is I don't do any kind of before and after. Because I don't want to put someone's face out there and then be like, oh, who, this is disgusting. And
so it's a very private experience, which honestly, props for that. Yeah. I mean, people live in situations that you wouldn't even imagine. Mm-hmm. Some of the people I've known that I've seen go through stuff at home that I'm like, you could have just asked me for help, Yeah, exactly. But they're scared to. They're scared to.
And we even feel like if those people, like, they're not going to be in the picture, but those people are going to see what others say on Facebook, things like that. And it makes it hard for them to, I mean, they're not like, they feel like it's directed towards them, but no one knows it's them.
Yeah. Someone forced me to make a Facebook post. One of our housekeepers did before, because it was so shocking. And she did it to advertise her company, fine. I didn't have a conversation with her before being like, don't do that. Yeah. Because it's my building, it's my apartment, it's my house. I was like, I need to have a say in that, because we have such a big Facebook presence. So it forced me to respond, because it went viral. It got shared like 500 times. Like, it's always the same stuff. Like, can you believe people are living like this? No, I can't. But also, I've seen it 100 times. Yeah. So it doesn't shock me. I'm not posting about it. But I had to share it and say, yeah, people live like this. But I was like, the housekeeper put this out. Yeah. This has nothing to do with Freeman Brothers. That was not me. We apologized.
We're personally attacking anybody.
Yeah, we apologized to the previous renters. I mean, frankly, we felt like we ought to have given them something, because the people that knew them and knew where they lived, like, what are those people thinking about them now? So, just kind of to what you were talking about. And so you guys have been doing some contract work with Freeman Brothers?
Yes.
How long you guys been doing that?
3 months now?
Yeah, about 3 months now.
How's it going?
I think it's going great. They've got some good properties coming up. Or actually, I think one is already on the market, at least.
Do people know that you do some of our turnovers?
No, I try to keep things private.
Well, it'll get out, and then people will be messaging you, hey, what do you guys have for rent?
Oh, no.
Everyone in my life, I'm shocked Tara's not gotten a message on Facebook. Like, yeah. So you hang out with Barrett. Do you know if they have anything for rent? She's like, I don't.
I think it's where I live so far away that it hasn't happened yet. But I feel like eventually someone's going to try and move to Corbin, and they're going to come to me because they're like, didn't you used to hang out around them parts? You know anything?
No, people are just lazy, or they'll be like, well, maybe you can get me a deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had that personally, renting where I'm at with people trying to be like, can you get them to waive this or can they get rid of the lease? I'm like, get rid of the lease.
Also, you're not a realtor, you're not anything.
I'm like, what do you think? I have the same lease. We talking about? Well, I'll get rid of my own first.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Deposits are a big barrier for people. So that's the first question we get is like, oh, can you waive the deposit? No. Well, can you make it split up into payments? We used to do that when we first started, and no one would make the payments. Mm-hmm. We'd never collect the deposit, and then those were the renters that all of a sudden left $1,000 in damage.
Yeah.
Not to force you to quote live on the podcast, but generally, what do your services cost?
Generally, I mean, I don't do by the hour, because if I accidentally take too long, I don't want that to be the customer's problem. So we do it kind of by the, like, 1 bedroom, 1 bath 2 bedroom, 1 bath is our lowest, and it's about $95 for a basic clean.
That's an attractive rate.
Oh, is it?
Is there like a tier list to it? Like
There's
a deep clean, basic clean? Okay.
It's all on the website, actually. You can get a quote on there.
Yes, www.hauntedhousekeepers.com.
Where does the haunted part come in? Like, is there lore behind that, or
the aesthetic?
I just love haunted stuff.
You just like haunted? I didn't know if you if you have a haunted house, call her. But would you do that, like a suspected haunt?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to clean, or
It's
because I think if there was a haunted house, I really feel like if I was just in there, right, and I'm just like, listen, I know that you've died in this tragic way, and nobody's ever just let you talk to them about it. So if you want to talk to me, I'll listen. And then he'll be like, oh, she's a good listening ear. And then we'll be friends. He'll help me clean. And by the end of the day, it won't be an angry ghost. They'll have a happy ghost.
I'll follow you home.
Yeah.
Because we're such good friends.
Yes.
Add extra service of I'm also cleaning the ghost out too. I'm going to help them pass on.
Yeah.
In there with Sage.
Yeah, I'm cleaning.
You had one client that had a ghost in there, had named the ghost.
Oh, you actually have a renter at one of your apartment complexes. It's my sister-in-law and her son. And the first night that they slept in there, they've not been there long. And the first night that they slept in there, the door opened. And he said, I have a ghost. So he woke his mom up in the middle of the night. He's like, I have a ghost. And he was like, and something's wrong with him. And he named him Cody. But, I mean, I cleaned that house just as like because, I cleaned for her. And I've never seen any ghosts in there. So try again.
We certainly have some haunted properties. And every once in a while, I'll post a listing of something for rent. And somebody will comment under there, that house is for sure haunted. And I know it's haunted. And so then people are like, oh, well, you shouldn't rent that. It's like, we're going to charge extra for the haunting experience. I've told this story a few times. I don't think ever I've told on the podcast. Have I told you about the fire and the heart attack guy?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago,
Yeah.
I believe.
So we had a guy that was cooking eggs in the morning, had a heart attack in his kitchen. He lived alone. The heart attack didn't kill him, but it put him down on the floor. And so he's literally leaning up against the stove, his back to a stove, can't move, can barely breathe. The food catches on fire, and the house burns down around him. So he actually passes in the fire, not from the heart attack.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the old heart attack, fire, death. That house has to be haunted.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very tragic. That whole thing makes me just sad, and also like I want to know, is it haunted? I want to know.
Yes.
Well, this is going to come out in October, so hopefully we do some haunted
Investigations.
Well, we've already got a plan, which I'm very excited about. Have you seen YouTube videos where people take their Teslas through graveyards? Because the cameras identify humans already, just the autopilot.
They used it in Bird Box too, I think, like the movie that come out where they were all
Oh, yeah.
blindfolded,
Yeah, they
and it
just use-
shows the people around. It does that with ghosts, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've got a Cybertruck and I've got a Model Y, which is the SUV. So I'm going to have Tera drive the Model Y, and I'm going to drive the Cybertruck, and we're going to film the computer screens and go through some graveyards and see if we pick up anything.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool. And even though they're both Teslas, they're two different camera systems. So maybe one might pick up something that the other one doesn't. I thought that would be a really, really fun thing. So we're going to do that like the first or second week of October. And that's going to be cool.
Yes.
It'd be awesome to catch some things.
Some random woman on Facebook I did not know just messaged our company page. Like, I have this really good idea for some content. And it was the Cybertruck thing. I was like, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm doing it. I literally texted Tara that same day.
I've seen that, and it never even crossed my mind. Like, I didn't even think about it. And then when you said that, I was like, we could have been doing that this whole time. Whoever had that idea, thank you.
I had the same thought. I was like, that's so obvious.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we got to do some haunted house stuff. So we've got that haunted house. And then we got another house in Corbin where we've had two sets of tenants claim that the front door opened up by itself. And there's steps. You open the door, there's steps going up, and then here's the living room and everything else. Door open up, hear footsteps going up the steps. Two sets of tenants.
They haven't communicated with each other, do you
They
think?
would know each other.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you know the house, and you know the house, it's in downtown Corbin. But we had a worker literally just run out of the house and not come back in. Because the door opened, he heard someone run upstairs. He's like, "Oh, that's weird. Maybe someone that should be here is here." He went upstairs. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs, but there's not a lot of room. He looked around. There was nothing. He's like, "It's got to be haunted." Ran out, called our supervisor. He's like, "I'm not going back in there." It was 3:00 in the middle of the day too. It's not like it was there at midnight.
That's what I was going to ask, is if it did happen at certain times.
No, middle of the day.
That's crazy.
I've had something like that happen to me before that was... It's happened a few times to me, and I sound crazy. I feel crazy.
Well, 'tis the season.
Yeah. But one time I was in the shower, and I seen, because like my shower set up like bathroom tub stall, then you got the rest of everything, doors this way, 2 closets. And whenever like Billy walks in the bathroom, the light would flicker. So, because he's pretty tall, so I'd see him come in, and you can kind of feel him walk across the floor, because, it's old construction. So I'm just in there showering, singing a little song, and I see what I thought was Billy come up to my shower curtain. and take his hand and push it through the shower curtain and touch me through the shower curtain, like right here. And I was like, oh, he knows whenever it's nighttime and I'm showering, I'm always a little paranoid about like ghost stuff. We watch horror movies a lot. So I pull back the curtain and I go, really funny. Nobody there.
So no red flags up until that.
Nobody there.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. So I turn off the water. I go in there and I'm like, in towel. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, what are you talking about? And he hadn't moved. I'm telling you, there's no way he had got up, put on his little gaming headset, and sit down on the couch and had everything set up by there. He would have had to have sprinted, and I would have felt the floor move. Nobody there.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, okay, so that's fine. And then maybe 2 weeks later, I went to the dollar store. I was telling somebody about that experience. On the way home, I'm maybe 3 miles from the house. I get a phone call, and it's him, and he goes, hey, can you bring me a pop out of the fridge? And I was like, I'm not home. And he goes, what? Hold on. I hear him walk around. He goes out on the front porch and says, I'm sitting and waiting on the front porch till you get home. Because somebody opened the door and then went and opened the fridge and shut it back. And I was like, man, if we got a ghost, he's eating all our food. He's trying to touch me.
Do you still live there?
Yeah. I mean, if that's the worst I got to do, because I've had worse experiences. Billy's been absolutely wailed in the back with a pizza pan with nobody in a house once, and I seen that happen, and we just shut the door and never talked about it again. I was like, I don't know. Now, I don't know what that was, but they did not like you in there with the microwave. Like, I mean, boom, square in the back, big round pizza pan.
Dear Lord.
So I'll take this experience over that experience. But I feel like maybe it's just tricks of the eye. It could be all sorts of things. I don't know. It could just...
Like the pizza pan was imagination?
No, that place was definitely real. Okay. Where I'm at now, it could just be, watching horror movies, getting in the mindset. Because I'm a skeptic to an extent.
Do these things happen during the Halloween season?
I've only been here for a few months, so I don't particularly... I can't say much. I've heard all sorts of lore, but I can't find anything out. And I like my apartment. I don't want to leave. If I've got to share it, I guess it's just so be it. I don't know. Whoever it is or whatever it is, as long as it doesn't do anything too much, I can take the little jokesterness.
Where's the line, though?
Charge him rent.
That's what I'm saying. If he's going to eat our food, he's going to have to contribute in some way.
Oh, yeah.
So where's the line? Affecting your sleep?
It would be stuff that made me feel completely uneasy, like
coming through the shower curtain.
That doesn't make that doesn't scare me. I don't know. It's just I've been in the presence of stuff like when it throws a pizza pan square at somebody's back. That was a previous house, and it was 1:00 in the morning, and so it was just an unearthing feeling where you're just like, I have to leave. Mm-hmm. This place, I just feel like I've got some drunk college student that had a bad time and is stuck there forever. And it's just like, I'm going to get their beer out of the fridge and I'm going to touch them through the shower curtain and mess with them.
I'm not surprised Billy pissed off a ghost also.
I don't know how he pissed that ghost off. I really don't. Because I had other people come to that place and that property and tell me weird stuff that would happen to them just for being there for a few hours. And I was like, oh, that's nothing. Like, it's just an old house. But then whenever I seen boom and I heard it, seen it, and it was just like visually made contact, this man ran and just locked the door and was like, we ain't going back in there. Mm-hmm. We just don't use the kitchen now. That's just
Okay, Haunted Housekeepers, do you have any kind of supernatural stories?
So not while cleaning, obviously, but
actually recently we did. You were like, I think someone's home, and I went up there and there's no one there.
Oh yeah, they were sniffling and everything. It was a really old house, and I kept hearing sniffling, and I was like, they're up there. And I'm very timid. I'm like, I don't like to clean when the homeowner's there. So I was like, no, they found me. They know I'm here, but they found me. And so I made him go check, and it was fine. But at our own house, so my aunt passed away there in 2018, and she was in a hospice bed right next to these two windows. That's where our couch is now. And my 6-year-old, sometimes she smokes. She was a heavy smoker. and will occasionally like just get random whiffs of cigarette smoke, and we don't smoke. No one else around us smokes, and it's just so weird. But then the strangest thing was that our child, he's disabled. He has cerebral palsy, and he's got some vision issues. When we lay him on the couch in that corner, he will laugh. And he'll, like, reach up, and he'll kick, and he'll, like, just laugh the whole time like someone's playing with him. But then, you know, sometimes he's fine, but I think probably at least 3 times a week, my Aunt Fawn's there to play with him.
And you smell cigarette smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, it's the only thing. He's very, very skeptical. He's anti-belief, I guess. And it is the only thing that has ever had him be like, okay, this is possible.
It's Billy with the pizza pan. He's like, there's no such thing. And then whatever that happened, I was like, well, then why are you running in here locking the door if there ain't no such thing?
I was like, if there's ghosts, it's definitely like that would decide it, because she was happy that when she was pregnant and was excited to meet the baby. So, I mean,
How old is he now?
6.
So this is happening now?
Yeah, still.
Yeah, still.
And like none of the furniture is the same. So where does the cigarette smoke come from? It literally smells not like old cigarette, like someone blew in your face.
Somebody just lit up a Marlboro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully I don't die of a heart attack. That's what happened to the guy that drove Segway.
Oh.
The guy that invented Segway died on a Segway from a heart attack.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I did not hear that story.
Killed by your own creation. Well, I guess
Beautiful.
not, but while you're on it.
Yeah, it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Died by your own creation. It's like the most metal thing.
He was enjoying what he
They should have erected a statue of him.
on the Segway.
Yeah.
That's actually what killed him. He ran into it.
But not mid heart attack, like right before the heart attack, not when he's clutching his chest.
He's like, I wanted to go out this way.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the... Okay, I've got to know, with cyber technology, first off, how do you get into that? Second off, what's the wildest thing you've encountered?
China.
China.
North Korea.
I haven't fought North Korea yet. I did a lot of tech growing up, web pages design and networking, and then like you hear a lot of bad things about the dark web and things like that.
Like the Silk Road and all that. I was like, you've seen the Silk Road, and you were like, no.
Well,
LimeWire, no.
The one thing that got me interested was digital forensics. So I went to college for cybersecurity and focused mainly on digital forensics, and that's fun. The problem with that is, like, you know, you have to have security clearance. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at military jobs, FBI jobs, things like that.
The post office.
I mean, yeah. if they wanted me to check it out, I mean, it's still part of my passion, digital forensics is. But I worked for tech companies, and I really didn't plan on starting a tech company that focused on cybersecurity until one of their old clients was like, they're not fixing these things. So I'm like, well, let me check it out. And I fixed it in like 5 minutes. And they're all like, can we hire you? You should, you know, things like that. And she was trying to get me to start a tech company. And I was just like, let's go with it, you know?
So you were seeing a lot of needs that people were just ignoring, and you knew how to fix them, like...
Yeah, and they still ignore them. Unfortunately, cybersecurity is hard to sell. But tech support's a little bit easier.
You don't need the security till you need it. That's the problem.
So, like, people, it's also with the tech, you don't need it until, like, something breaks or something like that. But
what are the big immediate threats that everyone should know about right now?
Users. I mean, honest to God.
User error?
Yeah. The users are the major threat. Like, opening up a link, having, you know, you run mock phishing emails. And CEOs are actually one of the ones that mainly open things.
Yeah, because they're ready. They're just kicking ass. I get an email, I'm going to respond.
Not paying attention, you know.
We had a lot of those in different jobs I've worked, from Walmart to UPS, warning us, don't give out these numbers if somebody calls, even phone calls, emails that would say, like, we're from CEO Corporation, and they would just clearly fake. You know, if you know anything, you know, but people fall for it all.
They're getting better.
The time.
They're getting way better.
AI, I've seen that there's instances now where there is really bad organizations that I can't confirm stuff yet, but there's a lot of AI being used now to fish children for trafficking.
Sure.
I could see that. I mean,
even going to the extent of using AI to rent Ubers to get these children like driven to places of point of pickup, because they'll pretend to be another 15-year-old kid or 14-year-old kid, and just, I'm like, what is going on? How do you feel about AI now that we've got this far into it? I'm sure it's going to progress even worse.
The phishing emails, though, I remember 5-6 years ago, they were super obvious because it was just the graphics were a mess, the grammar was a mess.
Yep.
Now it looks like it's from Apple.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and even when we run those mock phishing ones, we can make them look legit and very confusing, for people. But that's, in order to fight something, you need to know. Like, you need to experience it. And
so after you collected, $20,000 from these companies just in phishing, you're like, oh, by the way, you guys should change your practices.
Right. I mean, and we're trying to roll out a thing, an initiative kind of thing where we go to, because one of the biggest things is a lot of these companies have IT companies that have been here for 20 years, 30 years. But we want to audit them for free for other companies, like audit their security, things like that, so that we not necessarily sell our company to them, because there's no sales pitch or nothing. We'll look at everything we can and see what your IT company says they do for you, make sure, and we'd even work with them, almost like a liaison or an advocate.
Yeah.
To kind of help, because where it's hard to get one person to switch to another company, at least we can make their company do what they're supposed to.
Also, I'm sure it changes daily, the security needs.
Oh, yeah.
So I could see a security company, if they're just not on the ball all the time, they could maybe let some things fall through the cracks just because things are evolving so fast.
That's one thing I like about IT, is it always evolves, so I'm always learning. Like, you can build a table only a certain amount of ways, but we call it Swiss cheese method. So, like, you put so many layers of protection, and you take Swiss cheese, they got the holes in it, you put so many layers on, most of those holes are covered up. There's still going to be holes, but most of them are covered up. That's what we focus on, is protecting. What would you say? Rather than reaction, action. Because a lot of people don't want
you want to be
anything
safe
until
in the
something
first
happens.
place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you lose, not only would you lose money from, like, ransomware, but you can also lose public interest.
And then you get sued.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
Well, can you tell me, without obviously going into any specifics, just a nightmare scenario that you've seen with, like, security breakdown with a company?
HIPAA. A lot of companies that require HIPAA do not follow HIPAA. Mm-hmm. And
not on purpose. They're just being lazy.
Yeah, they don't realize it. Something simple as having an printer that has no user interface for someone to log in and print something can be open to a security incident. Depends on how they have it on their note.
It's
God!
They went on 4chan and people were going to people's printer
and printing off things,
and just printing off at like places across the country, just sending them out, getting print like what was it? Whenever PewDiePie was trying to become versus T-Series,
yeah,
they're like, subscribe to PewDiePie, and it was going across companies that were, Fortune 500 corporations, just printing out these YouTube papers.
And they're kind of afraid to update their systems. I've noticed that too.
So I'm in a law firm, and we are the same way. We're very slow to adopt a new system because the system we have is working, and it's always expensive. You have to learn more, and you don't know what you don't know with the new system. I had a buddy I went to law school with in private practice. He had a criminal and family law practice. One of his secretaries fell victim to a phishing email. They got access to their server and changed the passwords, all their client information, all that private information, social security numbers, everything, birthdays, everything. And this foreign company, probably in Pakistan or India, said, you pay us $20,000 or we're releasing all of this information to the public. He called the FBI. The FBI said, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
Pay them. The good news is if you pay them, they usually give you back access.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if they don't collect money, then there's no reason for them to even do it in the first place. So he paid them $20,000. They got access to their servers again, but also he had to self-report to the bar, the governing body for lawyers. and he was open to saying he didn't get in trouble, but I mean,
it don't look good.
It does not look good.
Oh.
And so then the bar's coming in looking at his practice, and what it does for us is we tighten up. All of a sudden, we're looking at our practice.
Yeah.
Like, are we being dumb? Is there anything we need to do? I got two out of 4 steps into a phishing email myself before a bell ran off in my head, and I was like, oh, let's pump the brakes here. Let me make sure this is the real thing. And I'm a smart guy, and I'm pretty good with tech, and I was literally 2 steps away from giving somebody my login information.
When I worked at Walmart back during COVID, everybody was cashing their stimulus checks. And I got a little job there just because I couldn't work at a salon. I just got my nail tech license, and everything was shut down except for Walmart. So I went and got on the service desk up there. You would be surprised how many people fall for just the romance scams are a big one. I've had to do that. Also, there's a scam where they were pretending to be a foreign entity calling relatives of somebody who'd recently got released from prison and saying, you have to get this money to me or we're going to send them back. Like thinking that this guy thought his son was going to go back to prison. He was like, he's been not in trouble for 7 years. I don't know what's going on. And I was like, hang up. There's so much with not just young or old. It's all ages that can fall for this. A lot of people think it's the elderly, or they think it's just kids.
So
Barrett's a lawyer. He got two of 4 steps in. You know, it's scary.
I was literally putting in the login credentials, and I was like, oh, I don't usually have to do
Your
that.
gut kind of stops you. Yeah.
The bell goes off. We had this poor woman that was in her 60s in Barberville. We put a house on the market in Barberville for $275,000. It was a really nice house. Been on the market 2 or 3 weeks. She calls. She messaged me on Facebook. Said my husband's retiring from an oil rig. We've been and we want to retire in this house and buy this house. Cash deal. I was like, great. That's not unusual. You know, whatever. She's like $275,000. She actually even negotiated. She's like, we actually need furniture because he's been on an oil rig. I've been in an apartment. We don't really have furniture for the house. So will you take like $10,000 or $15,000 off because it's not furnished? I was like, well, that's usually not part of the negotiation. Houses aren't usually sold with furniture. We accepted. We were happy. $260,000. The day before closing, she's like, here's the deal. My husband's mailing the cash in a briefcase to my house. And then I'm taking it to the closing because we're doing cash. He's weird about cash. Really good story. His retirement bonus, the company he was with, was going to pay him in cash. They literally gave him cash. He's going to mail it. The day before closing, we were going to meet her at her apartment, but we're like, we're going to have to carry $260,000 in cash to this closing. Like, you know, it's probably only 20 miles. We hired a security team just because there's a lot of cash. It's only 20 miles, but we had a guy with a gun and vest and everything. We show up to her house. She goes, actually, I got to go pick it up at FedEx. You know, we knew it was starting to sound fishier and fishier.
Yeah.
Took her to FedEx in London. FedEx goes, you know, she had some card, like some slip. And they said, this is a wire instructions for $2,000. $2,000 was supposed to be sent to him, then the money be released. We're like, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's one I've seen with like a suitcase where they'll send fake money that if you dip it in water, it comes right off. It's not real banknotes. They're just counterfeit notes.
Right.
Like some of these scams are insane and there's people still falling for them.
Yeah. And we spent a couple $100 on a security detail.
Yeah.
I mean, thank goodness. I mean, obviously we weren't going to close without the money in hand, but this woman was of normal intelligence. We found out that they've been talking on TikTok for the last 6 months. And they were getting married. He was in an oil rig, cash, you know, so she was in love with this guy that's probably in India.
And if you run a reverse search of his profile picture, it's probably the same guy. And people don't realize that the person that gets used, their image, they become like ostracized a lot.
Yeah.
And people will find the real person and be like, you took my money. And they're a victim in it just as much as the person that got the money taken.
Has anyone been using your content without your permission?
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of the same thing.
It happens to me all the time with the AI stuff.
I was about to say AI. They've been using like the Brad Pitt this situation or whatever in Florida recently.
They'll alter our videos just enough to where like they'll give me ridiculous calf muscles. Like I look great, but it's where I guess like you said, there's a lack of security protocol in big companies. Yeah. They're not screening the stuff because it passes through as being a new video. It's my video with a filter put on it. But it goes right through because it's copyright protected. Because now it's been transposed. It's not.
Have you heard Tuck? His problem. People, Tuck Fard. He's a comedian in town. Well, he's in Bowling Green, but big bushy hair, big bushy beard. People, and he's pretty big on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. They'll take his picture and create dating profiles.
Yeah.
Tuck's had people reach out to him saying, "You're talking to my woman."
Oh man.
And he's like, "No, I'm not. I'm married. You live in Indiana. Like, what? I don't know." He's like, "I promise it's not me."
Where you do security and stuff, and how long have you been doing it now?
Like the company or
just it's a passion because that matters more to me than a company.
Yeah, over 20 years, I'd say.
Wow.
What is the one thing you see on the rise right now that you want to warn about, and what's some stuff that? Because I want to get your brand out there because this is important. This is my life.
Very important.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. It's always changing, evolving. They'll always find new ways to do the same thing too. That's another thing. And with AI, it makes it easier for people that don't know how to code to code easier.
Or not code at all.
Yeah, script kiddies is what we call them. They steal scripts from other people that sell them.
Damn clankers.
Don't make clankers. That's what my son says. He calls them all clankers.
Yes.
It's
a derogatory term against AI.
Robots and AIs, yeah.
The New York Times has called it a slur, so I guess I'm using a slur. It's a machine,
I asked Alexa one time if she felt bad if I called her clanker, and she said, "No, if you want to call me that, it's fine." So she doesn't care.
It sounds bad enough that I like it.
Yeah, it sounds very steampunk.
It sells itself as like a derogatory term.
Oh yes.
Plus I like a good onomatopoeia. With the slur, it sounds like it's spelled.
Yeah.
Clank, 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 clank. So it works on a lot of levels. That'll be a word that'll come in and out fad really quickly, I think. But I mean, robot literally is a Czech for slave. That's the translation for robot.
Oh,
so that's where we got. Yeah, that's where we got the word robot. It's the Czech language for slave. It was coined in like 1950 by a sci-fi guy.
I know that my persona and my whole basis exists. A lot of us wouldn't have the businesses we have without the internet. Right. Like mine is just mainly on the internet.
Mine's all internet too.
But I'm beginning to think, man, we might want to jump ship. I'm about to say
the ship's left.
Yeah.
It's left the port.
There's a few people I know that have ditched smartphones. They're my age, right? In their 20s. Ditched smartphones, went to flip phones, don't even use social media anymore. And they're pretty happy.
It's attractive. There's something attractive about that.
And I'm like, if it gets to be too much, I'm just going to go ahead and make a pact with everybody watching that we will just, we're going to delete our accounts and just, because we could bankrupt these companies like that.
The problem is though, most of all, everything is now digitized. So if everyone did it, then we'd have
it'd be back to just the old days.
Letters.
Yeah.
Which letters there's something beautiful about that. But even whenever we had letters, we had the Nigerian print scams. Yes.
That worked enough apparently that they kept doing it.
Yeah.
And they still kind of do it.
I've gotten scam
like you're saying,
mail.
new ways to do the old things.
Yeah.
I was 19 and got a letter from the officials in Texas. That's what it said. The officials in Texas suing me for child support.
Oh.
With no kid.
No, I don't. I was 19 and I'm a woman. I think I'd know if I had a kid in Texas that I didn't know about. But they were very explicitly said, look, to put iTunes gift cards. And I was like, oh, who's fallen for this?
A lot of people, which is crazy, because they make it sound believable.
Once a month, I get a call from an older person. They got something from the IRS in the mail.
Yeah, the IRS scams are still letters.
Have you ever gotten a call of selling your house to someone that you never did? Because that's a thing I've noticed with scammers using pictures of cars. I don't know about houses yet, but they'll act like the dealership and get money from these people.
Daily, someone sends me a screenshot to my Facebook. Someone's trying to rent your house for less and try to get a deposit.
Yep.
Almost every day. And I always tell them, thank you for telling me. Please report it. But there's nothing I can do.
No, there's nothing you really can do because, you gotta sell the house, so you have to put it out there. It's not like you can hide it, I
had this poor girl that she sent me the text messages, or the Facebook messages. But he's like, all right, send me $200 deposit. I'll give you the lockbox code. But then she got there and there was no lockbox. He's like, oh, you must have the wrong address. Send me $200. And she ended up giving him $800. And then he was just giving her a runaround in Corbin.
One quick thing that I want to say that has helped me with my family and keeping them out of scams whenever I can't be there to, check people's phones and make sure they're talking to a legit person. If you get a phone call or if you see a phone number listed for something, run it through Google. Just say, where's this number from? Look for a source of, at least a source of the phone number.
And that's what I do. If I get a message like, oh, we're going to pull money out of your account or whatever, you can literally check your own bank app or call your own bank for the back of your card, not the number. Don't click anything. There's a lot of things.
Just common sense. This isn't
verify.
Text
You do your own research.
If you have a family member reach out to you on Facebook or Instagram as well, saying, "Hey, I got locked out of my account. I need to text your number to change the password," that's a scam. If somebody you have, if your Aunt Ethel calls you or texts you and hasn't texted you in 3 years or it's been a while, video chat them. If you video chat them and they block you, that's a scam.
Yes.
Their Facebook has been got.
Exactly, because they're trying to do the same to you.
Yeah, the picture of people holding their ID up. I had family members fall for that. They'd be like, "It's me, your uncle," and it's him. I went to his house. And I was like, "You want to tell me what happened to your Facebook account?"
And the FBI will never just message you out of nowhere either.
IRS doesn't either.
Yeah, then they won't send you letters. Cops won't call you for things like that. They come to your house. They really had to.
Yeah. So if someone gets a letter, can they contact you guys and ask them about it?
Yes, they can actually. And we'll look into it. We'll do anything we can help with someone that believes they've been scammed too. On our website, we have free resources for seniors that gives information about different common scams and things like that. And it's just securitechgroup.com. SECURITECH.
I'll put it on. I'll put it under you. But.
Okay.
Secure Tech Group. Put it right there, Barrett.
Yep.
And with your face. I'll send the face Secure Tech Group.
I always wanted to work in stuff like that because the reward I felt in my soul when I would stop people from taking their stimulus checks, cashing it, and wiring it somewhere.
It feels good.
It was like, oh my God. There was one time where there was a mom and daughter, and the daughter was teenager. The mom was a little bit, 40s, 50s. She was standing there, I could tell she was angsty, and she was just rolling her eyes. And her mom was like, "Yeah, my boyfriend that's in Africa, and he's a doctor." And the daughter's looking at me, giving me a, nonverbal cue of So I start asking all the questions, and then I go a little more in depth. I went off script from my Walmart job, that I went above my pay grade. And eventually, I convinced this woman after 30 minutes, all right? I held them up, but I was like, I've got to do something because this little girl's college fund is on the line, And she thanked me. She was like, "My mom is blocking him as we speak. She's in shambles because she's been dating this guy for 2 years."
Right.
She was like, "Thank you." And I was like, yeah.
They really wrap them in, too, and make them not, almost cult-like, make them not trust their family, things like that.
They're lying.
The sad part is Tara got fired after that for not following the Walmart protocol.
I didn't get fired for that.
Stay on script.
Yeah, how dare you help out a citizen? It's not what Walmart's about, man. We're about making money.
Yeah, that you lost.
I worked
him
for Walmart
$30.
I was doing $12 an hour at the time.
I'm saying they probably made $30 off the wire, and
Well, that's something too that these Visa Vanilla gift cards. I use those for my own secure purchasing. When I order online, I don't use my debit card.
Right.
I'll use you can use Grabify type stuff. Where you can reverse search links. There's other stuff you can use that creates a one-time debit card.
Yes.
That's
most banks do now.
Yes.
Most, or even Google will help you. Store your credit card information, but use a false credit card for.
And they're finding out ways to use those against us, loading one-time debit cards and sending the money that way because they're not traceable.
Yeah. Same with iTunes cards.
Yes, that's why they use iTunes and Chili's gift cards.
They sell them on a website for a little bit less than what you put on there, but they make money off of it.
They put them in Bitcoin wallets too that they'll share pool. Because I watch
Kit Boga.
Kit Boga.
Yes, I love Kit Boga.
Kit Boga. That's a great YouTube channel. And then what's the Russian guy and the other guy? They do all sorts of scam prevention.
Oh,
Truly Media, is it?
True. No? Well, it's something like that. Because they literally went to India and got death threats while they were there. When
they went to the call centers.
Yeah, they went straight
They
there.
reverse the webcam on them.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I love all that stuff.
The scammers saying like, oh, like scrambling.
Yeah, they're like,
or they call them by their real name, and they're like,
I love
that's satisfying.
I liked it whenever the guy that does glitter bombs, Mark Rober.
oh yeah,
He got in with them and actually mailed them like cockroaches and glitter bombs, and like he just home alone the entire call center
Doing the Lord's work.
doing the Lord's work. Yes.
Well, I mean, someone has to. Yeah, they're not going to do anything about it. They're just pick up shop, go to another place.
Yeah.
So if you think you don't need like
Cybersecurity,
you're wrong. All right, even if you're just a normal citizen, you need to be aware and be safe.
I don't know if they push it yet, but I know cybersecurity insurance is a huge thing. So like, they may start pushing it on all different types of businesses. I know there's
no
some
downside.
No,
it's cheap.
But like, then they need an IT company to back them up to have.
It's called the underwriting. They're not going to insure you if you're literally like your Wi-Fi is open to the public.
Yeah, for liability.
Or if your cousin who fixed a computer one time is working there, which happens a lot, unfortunately. They're like, oh, well, my cousin can do it. Okay, I'm sorry.
14-year-old cousin that literally doesn't know what he's doing.
Whenever you're talking about like HIPAA places, I not too long ago went to log into my portal for a doctor's office stuff, and I called them because I was like, hey, your gateway is down and it's been hacked. And they were like, what? We just got on it a few minutes ago. This was like lunchtime on a Wednesday. They fixed it, but they were, everything. I don't know what was stolen. Now all my medical, problems are just some guy's back the pocket information to have against me, blackmail.
The thing is, like, our 6-year-old son, his information's gotten stolen twice, maybe 3 times from the same place. They'll sit on it. Like, those people, they'll sell it, and they'll make a quick buck, but the people that buy it on the dark web, if you want to call it that, like, the deep web, even there's some surface level web sites that you can buy people's information. They'll sit on it until something happens. Like, let's say
he turns 18, and then
let's say he gets a credit score of 720, and they're like, "That's me. I just stole your identity."
Yeah,
like, and it drives me nuts. They'll be like, "Oh, well, here's a free year of credit monitoring," even when they get sued, and you're just like, "Yeah, it's a free year," but do they not realize 20 years down the road? I mean, I might be in debt now or whatever, but if you get out of debt in a year, they can steal you. They'll know it. They'll know when to hit.
They watch you like.
Well, it's a numbers game too. Yeah. When you've got 1 million people's identities, you don't even have to check credit scores. Just start opening credit cards. See
that happens to me. I'm just going to become Amish. All right, I'm not afraid of stepping away from the internet and society.
Luckily, if you can prove that it wasn't, you, most banks will, they'll fix it. But I mean, at the same time, it's just like if you don't know it's happening, sometimes that happens. Someone doesn't know. They're not like watching that their credit score or anything like that.
What about these big companies that have thousands of dollars coming in and out every day? They're not going to miss a $200 charge, something like that. We worry about that a lot.
Well, big companies, man, like skimming would be something that they wouldn't see.
Well, this just happened. This contractor billed Facebook $1 billion a year for the last 5 years, did do nothing for Facebook. All he did was he sent an invoice and they paid it. And they did some kind of third-party audit that caught him, and he went to jail. But he stole $5 million over 5 years from Facebook, just mailing in an invoice. And then Facebook's so big, they just paid it. It's not really what we're talking about, but
it's almost worth the jail time for that much money. That's a lot of money.
The funny thing is, like in cybersecurity, it's mostly like smaller businesses that have to worry more because they're the ones that have more to lose.
Yeah.
And
Walmart gets hacked. Someone's like, another Walmart.
They've got
hack.
the money to pay that off. It's desperation.
They paid the ransom. These people might even spend like the last bit of what they have personally and most of the business funds to pay a ransom off just to get some of the information back, just because they didn't have any backups. I mean,
that's the thing. That was the same thing with my lawyer buddy. That was their one server. There weren't backups anywhere.
If you make backups, you could literally just say, "Oh, whatever restore from the nearest backup." You might lose a couple days if you back up correctly. You don't want to lose months, but backups, man, that's what saves ransomware.
So y'all are the dynamic duo. If you want to get your house cleaned in 100% confidentiality, you're protected by him. So
that's a good point.
I mean,
that's the 1-2 punch in housekeeping.
Oh yeah,
because
NDAs in cybersecurity. I sign NDAs, so
I love
in Haunted Housekeepers, we have just a standing NDA with everyone.
I love it.
Yes.
All right. Well, this has been awesome, and I'm sure we'll work together for years. So let's
most definitely.
So let's get you guys back on the podcast here soon. There's always stuff going on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we've got so much stuff going on, so I'd love to have you guys back on, in the future.
Oh,
Most
we would
definitely.
love to be back.
So, Tara, thanks for joining us again. All right. This has been another episode of the Property Tales Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.